You're live.
Wow.
Probably like
Don't touch it. Cool.
Because you're better than that. You're so much smarter.
Still live?
David, I need my money.
How are you?
I need my money.
Where you sitting? How much?
There.
I got it.
Yes, yes, you will. Thank you, Doc. Hi.
I distract you for a minute?
Yeah.
So our schedule for introduction will be May 1st and May 22nd.
You choose.
Exactly.
But we do it this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you just check and confirm and if next week works, then let's do it.
Okay.
But then you can confirm with them. Okay, that one.
No problem.
You know, I like that.
I'm not sure, but you'll definitely get an email from me Tuesday morning. Okay. Yeah, my email? Okay. No, I do have your email, but too. Okay. Yeah. Either one of those days work for me. Okay.
So double check and confirm with it on next week. Well, you can see that.
Sounds great.
All right.
How it kind of does the wave, and by the time it focus, it's on the next slide. It says two. Doesn't count.
Great. Let's give the party go. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on a beautiful sunny Thursday. Thanks for joining us today. Great to see you all as always. And if you're joining us for please make sure you do your name in the YouTube chat. We'd like to welcome you as well. Before we get started today, I'm sure there's a table with a lot of things on in the back of the room. We have a pack for Hope Sparks today, and we hope that you'll spend just a few minutes after we're done with the meeting to make that go fast, because with many hands, the project will go like that. That's my nice invitation. To start us off with the four-way test and land acknowledgement, Jim Henderson, please come on down. Hello, everybody. So follow along as I read the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that our meeting today is taking place on the traditional homeland of the Puyallup people. We acknowledge that this land was not freely ceded to the settlers who claimed it. We recognize and honor the significance of this land and its waters to the Puyallup people, who have lived on and stewarded this land for centuries and continue to do so today. And now you can join with me. We're going to do the four-way test. So the things that we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it yield goodwill and benefit? And lastly, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Back to you, Commissioner Chris.
Thank you, Nate. Next up to share some wisdom with us today, the one and only Debbie Renala.
Well, I'm not sure I'm really going to share some wisdom, but this is sort of a reflection and a little bit of a true confession. I just returned from Mexico. I got back on midnight on Monday. Had a few weeks there at home. And our house is in a small neighborhood with a wide variety of people from around the world. And many of our neighbors like to get together once a week. Leo and I usually join them when we're there. And we did this a couple of times while we were there on this trip. But it was interesting. We found that because of the number of people, it's really hard to get to visit with people that you haven't seen in a while and reconnect, because everybody wants to come say hi, but it's hi and then on. And we went to a couple of parties where there were people we were looking for and we could never find them because it was such a big room. So then there was one new couple that we had never met before, and we really wanted to get to know them. So I contacted them and invited them to our house. We had nobody else, just these two. It's a nice gay couple, just these two guys. And we sat and talked for about 3 hours. And it was wonderful. And Lee and I looked at each other and said, you know, we need to do that kind of thing more often. Because when you're in a big crowd, just like here at Rotary, it's lovely to visit with people, but it's very surface, and you don't get to meet them. So we started inviting some of the other people that we knew in our house in Centenario, just to come over, just the two of them, and spend 3 or 4 hours. And it was the most relaxing, entertaining, wonderful thing we did while we were down there. And so I thought about that and how I felt, and then I thought about Rotary and what a wonderful group of people this is, also with wide variety of backgrounds and interests. But sadly, just like today, we're at tables of 8, and it's hard to have a personal conversation, in fact, rude to have a personal conversation with someone at a table of 8. So I'm thinking about that and thinking that maybe one of the things we can continue to think about more is for us personally to try to reach out for some of the newer members and really make them feel welcome and know that they are included in this wonderful thing called Rotary.
And Debbie was like, I don't know if it's going to be this, but I'm like, that is great. Take it as we move forward.
Oh, no.
Now, I know we have some visiting Rotarians in the room, and if you're a member with a guest, please stand. And Thomas O'Neill, president of the UBS Rorax Club, will bring you a microphone. Visiting Rotarians, please tell us where you are from, and members, please introduce your guests.
I'll start over here.
Dan Worth, American Red Cross. I have with me today 2 representatives from Hope Sparks who are helping us with our food service project. So a little bit of feedback. Linda Tro and Patty West.
Michelle Johnson, retired Pierce College. Today I have with me as a guest who's in the pipeline, Jennifer Wolbrecht. He is the executive director of the Pierce College Foundation. So let's welcome her back.
Hi, Bill Dugenthaler, Legacy Leadership, and I have some special guests here today. First, I want to introduce Mateo Paz. Mateo is a sophomore at Stadium High School and is going to be one of the first short-term exchange program students we've had in a few years. He's going to be heading to Germany this summer, and then in September and October, he's going to be bringing back with him this student that is going to be hosting Leonard, and Leonard is going to be here for 2 months, hosted by Melissa and Ramon Paz. Future Rotary.
I think you announced it's here Rotary. I guess I'm just announcing, Steve Southwood visiting from Lakewood Rotary. I work with that page over at British Community Foundation. So, and Jennifer, Lakewood Rotary also another great option.
No.
Errol. Whitney Rusavi, Ted Brown Music, and I'd like to reintroduce Errol Roberts. He is in the pipeline and probably will be welcoming him as a new member next week.
We are really lucky at our table because we have some visiting Rotarians from Tacoma that introduce themselves. I'm Kirsten Willis.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jerry Brunello. I'm president of Tacoma Valley Rotary. Just here to meet some new people and see how other clubs are doing things. One interesting thing I do in my spare time is umpire baseball, and I will be down in Fort Stoughton during the baseball game on Sunday. Not too good. It's been great start.
I'm Alicia Mesa, and I'm with the Tacoma Valley Rotary, and I'm our membership coordinator. Hi, I'm Ruben Holland. I'm with the Zoo Society, and my guest here today is my colleague Lisa Johnson. She is a member of Tacoma Sunrise and president-elect.
That's me, thank you. Jennifer, there's also another option.
Now, hold on a second.
Couldn't read this, sorry.
Security?
I'm gonna be here, thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ruth Nassali. I'm a student from Uganda, East Africa. I haven't really been doing much this week, but I did go golfing for the first time. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Emil, the exchange from Germany. I also haven't done too much. I've been to the Sounders game on Saturday for my second game, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this week.
I just need to point out that my president of Rotary doesn't have his Rotary shirt on. That's the $50 fine. No, stop it. He's he has some money. He'll be here shortly, but I wanted to introduce Mike McGavick. I know, Lisa, you're here, John. They are from Sunrise, and so he'll be here momentarily. When he comes in, clap, you won't know what it's about. Is anyone? Not everyone's. All right, thank you for this opportunity. Randy, anybody in the virtual world?
I am so lonely there.
That's always good too. It's not anniversaries. We've got 2 this week. Harry Pritchard, 39 years. And Kathy Jamasu, 2 years. Now I get to invite up two very important people right now, Sharon Vincent and Carol Duras, and they're going to tell us about something that's happening in 2 days. I'm sure you all have no idea what that is.
As Sharon makes her way up, I want to lend you your eyes to the screen to my left here. And these are some of the amazing opportunities that you have to bid on in our live auction on Saturday. What time are we going to our auction?
5 o'clock.
That's right, at the right, stepping into the spotlight to fund all of our amazing and wonderful things that Rotary Aid supplies, scholarships, community grants, international projects, our local projects. So I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful Sharon.
Well, I want to make sure that all of you are aware of there are 3 parts to our auction. One is the online auction that is taking place right now. And there should be a link on your tables. And if you go and sign into that auction, that live auction or the online auction, and put in your credit card, you're going to be all set for the actual auction. So you don't have to redo it. You're going to avoid the lines. When you get there, you just get in and start having some fun. Once you get to the auction, and you're enjoying some nice wines and some great hors d'oeuvres, and there's also going to be 2 silent tables, and then of course a live auction. So there are 3 parts. The online auction is going to continue after, for a couple days after our auction, and you can actually forward that to all of your friends. They do not have to be Rotarians, and we enjoy to have their dollars to help support our work that we do. But we hope to see all of you. If you haven't bought a ticket or you need to do that right away, but we have 2 days to go, and your outfits can be anything you want to wear. We just want you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon and Carol, for being the most awesome auction chairs this year and making it all happen. Now, we do have our sponsors. Well, actually, raffle tickets. We do have tickets next day. Raffle tickets. And the great thing is, you can use that money at the auction if you win it. It's a great way to earn a little bit extra. Now we can move to the next slide, Randy. And we have with us today our sponsor, Robin Lucas from Showcase Magazine. Robin, come on down.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Robin Lucas, the owner of Showcase Magazine and the New Neighbors Guides for Pierce, Thurston, and Kitsap counties. And right now is a really exciting time for us because we are in the middle of for our best of for 2025. Yeah, so I would love it if our Rotarians would go online to showcasemedialive.com and cast your votes. We have everything from shopping and dining, education at home, entertainment, and nonprofits that we award in August. And I'd love to see some of our Rotarians awarded too. It's a lot of fun. Chris is there. Sharon was one of our awardees last year, so we have a great time and we'd love to see you guys be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin, and it is a fun event. And do go online and get those nominations in there. Another thing I'll say too is if you would like to be a sponsor of the meeting, please contact Vocational Services or David in the office, and they will give you all the information you need to be a sponsor. Now I get to introduce Tiffany Williams, who's going to introduce our program for today. Tiffany.
Good afternoon. I'm Tiffany Williams, the program manager for community-based learning at University of Puget Sound, and as many of you know, also I am proudly the advisor to our campus's Rotary Club. I'm also happy to serve as representative to our campus here at Rotary. So it's my pleasure to introduce you Dr. Isaiah Crawford, the 14th president of the University of Puget Sound, now in his
year of service. Over the past 9 years, he's been an asset to Puget Sound, seeing us through an unprecedented time. You might remember a global pandemic a few years ago, with a spirit of advocacy, grace, and charm. Personally, as representative of the Office of Experiential Learning at Puget Sound, I deeply appreciate his enduring support for the work that we do and his commitment to experiential learning. It ensures all of our students have meaningful opportunities to engage with and learn from the world around them, which reflects the heart of our mission at Puget Sound. So with that, please welcome President Harper.
Thanks so much, Tiffany. Hi, everybody. Hi. It is great to be here with all of you. It's good to have this opportunity. It's great to see so many members of the logger community out there and some familiar faces. And it's just as Debbie just said, you've been here 9 years. It's just hard to believe. In many respects, it feels like it's just been yesterday. The opportunity I've had at the University of Puget Sound has just been one of a lifetime. And although some of the challenges out of the other Washington, I still feel as though I have the best job in higher education. Yeah. So what I would hope to be able to do with you this afternoon is to just share some prepared remarks, just to maybe brief you a little bit about what this academic year has been like. Also to update you a little bit on the work we've been able to do to advance our strategic plan, Leadership for a Changing World, and hit some other highlights, but let me try to do that as quickly as I can so we can do Q&A. Sound like a plan? Yeah. Okay. Very, very good. So, I think first off, I would just want to offer that, although it's hard to believe we're about to wrap up this academic year in just 17 days, not that I'm counting. But we got off to a fantastic start with our academic year last September. We were very, very fortunate to welcome 600 new undergraduate and graduate students to our campus in the class of 2028. Wow. Doesn't that sound like the Jetsons kind of terminology to some of us at a certain age? It's just unbelievable. But this class that came in was just absolutely remarkable. Strong academic caliber. They speak 18 different languages. 17% are first generation students. 34% identified themselves as people of color, which was an all-time high for the University of Puget Sound. And the class also continues to be very geographically 6 states and 7 nations. And for the University, I believe we now have students from all 50 of our United States, and we're continuing to make efforts to expand our international student recruitment. We welcomed a little over 100 graduate students into our OT, PT, occupational therapy program, counseling and teaching programs. And so collectively at the university now, we sit about 1,900 students, 1,600 at the undergraduate level, 300 now at the graduate level. This year has been an exceptional year in a variety of ways. I would offer to you, my friends, that I think truly for the first time since the pandemic, things have felt really, really like back to normal. Like, I don't know, 2017 or 2018. And that our campus life has just been outstanding, active. All of our lectures, our performances, our athletic endeavors are all back in full swing. A lot of members of the community have been able to return to our campus community as active and engaged. We've been able to reclaim all of our historical traditions, and we've been able to bring some new ones. And much to the chagrin of our Vice President for Student Affairs, so Tiffany, don't share this with her, but our students have been getting into just a little kind of good college trouble, like, I live here, students when they're going to their parties. And we really hear them when they're coming back. But I think that's kind of a good sign that they're kind of active and engaged and social in that way. And they're being college students and having a good time. So it's good trouble, Tiffany. That's how we're going to tell Sarah how I spoke about that. But I do offer that as a sign of things back to normal-ish, if you will, in that regard in terms of campus life and activity. As I indicated earlier, we're just a couple of weeks out from really looking forward to that. Just wanted to share with you that we'll be celebrating our class of 2025 And Tacoma educator and youth advocate Willie C. Stewart will be a recipient of one of our honorary degrees. As will the Speaker of the Washington State House of Representatives and alumna of the University of Puget Sound, Laurie Jenkins. And Jenkins will deliver our commencement speech to our graduating class. So we're looking forward to that as well. So now let me switch gears and just really talk with you a little bit about some of the operational aspects of the institution as how we've been looking to advance our Leadership for a Change in the World strategic plan. As you might recall, it has 5 primary goals that are associated with it. The first looks to advance academic and institutional excellence, to promote the success of our students. The second goal focuses on how we are sure that our campus is a warm and welcoming environment for all those individuals who want to come and take their studies with us, as well as to work with us, as well as making sure that we can provide opportunity and access to those students who want to benefit from the type of education that we offer at the University of Puget Sound. Our third goal focuses on how we can inspire and support our dedicated talented faculty and staff. Our fourth goal addresses our efforts related to community engagement and ways in which we can be a good member of our community and neighbor, as well as the work we're doing to address to promote environmental justice and sustainability. And the fifth goal focuses on the ways in which we're looking to try to leverage the assets of the university to promote the academic enterprise, but that's also code for working on ways to diversify streams of revenue to support the mission of the university. So we're looking at ways in which we can bring in non-tuition based work of the university. And I'm happy to share with you that we've been progress across all of those areas, but I do just want to hit a few highlights for you, particularly as it relates to the work we've been doing with curricular innovation. So over these last number of years, we've been able to add a number of new academic programs to the university, most notably a master's in public health, majors in neuroscience, poetry, crime, law, and justice, and songwriting. And I'm happy to share with you as well that we'll offer a new minor in data analytics starting this fall, which we anticipate will be able to be transitioned into a major in the subsequent years, as we think there'll be very strong draw for that. The other thing that I'm very, very proud of, and Tiffany knows that we've been, it took a while, it took a moment, and we did this in lightning academic speed of like 7 years. We revised our core curriculum, which is, and we call it GROW, and it did take a little bit of a while, but you got 7 years in academic terms really isn't as long as it might sound, but it was worth the wait because the faculty are so excited about this new core. We are doubling down on our liberal arts heritage, but it is a smaller core that allows more space in our students' curricula, which allows them to be able to major, minor, double major, major, minor, major, minor specialization. You get my drift. And so the students are really engaged in that. But the substance of it is there's much more of a cohesive feel to the core where students can see it progress over the 4 years of their study. They don't ask the question, why do I have to take this? You know, they understand how it fits together. And so it's much more inherently interdisciplinary. And the other element that I would want to share with you, that we're also kind of doubling down on the fact that the core looks to really further hone or provide an opportunity for students to hone their rhetorical, writing, and critical thinking abilities. And we use the new core in our promotional material to recruit this class that came in, and it was very well received by those students who joined us this fall, as well as our current students who are transitioning to the core. And we're looking to try to transition them to this new core as quickly as we can, because we don't want to run 2 cores for too long. So really excited about that, and the faculty have been developed new courses for it. So it's not just a retread of what we've been doing, but a real cohesive element about moving forward, promoting a liberal arts education in the 21st century. The other thing that I would want to share with you, we're also very happy to have launched a new Department of Environmental Studies and Sciences this past fall. We think that it too has a way of further distinguishing our opportunity for our students to study the environment because it allows pathways for students to be able to study the environment through the natural sciences, the social sciences, the arts, and the humanities. Again, from an inherently interdisciplinary perspective. And we've been able to see a good draw for that. That is being very well received by the class that we brought in this past fall. And those students that we hope to bring in for this forthcoming fall are also responding very well to it as well. So look forward to seeing how that continues to grow and evolve. I think maybe when I was here before, I was sharing with you our efforts to change our degree requirements for the bachelor's degree by adding experiential learning. We've been able to move forward with that with the help and support of people like Tiffany and others, but now to earn the baccalaureate degree at the University of Puget Sound, you have to engage in experiential learning. That means you either have to do an internship, a study away or study abroad, a community-based learning project, or to engage in some sort of independent research. It has been the case that our go-getter, extroverted students would really take advantage of that type of opportunities that we were making available at the university, but not all of our students were doing that. And there's a great deal of behavioral science and educational science research that students who engage in experiential learning and other forms of deep learning that have those kind of opportunities for students to apply what they are learning in the classroom or the laboratory or the concert hall, it promotes deep learning. And so now we're making this available to all of our students going forward. And so that's been a really great opportunity for us, and with the contributions that Tiffany and her team are making, we're making sure that students recognize the broad opportunities that we have. And we also want to thank the members of our community for giving our students those opportunities to do those internships, those research projects, and those community-based endeavors. So thank you for being a partner for us in that work. The other thing I would want to share with you as well, that we are very attentive to the costs that are associated with pursuing a college degree, and we're doing all that we can to try to limit our expenses and the costs to our students and their families. And to that end, we've been able to develop a pathway now for our students who are super motivated and are willing to spend a number of summers in this endeavor, where they can complete the 4-year baccalaureate degree in 3 years. If they are focused, super focused, coming in. But we have pathways now that will allow that to occur. So it's not a 3-year degree, it's still a 4-year baccalaureate degree, but that industrious student who's willing to really hone in and devote their 3 of their summers to taking coursework, they can get through the baccalaureate in 4 years, save those costs, get into the workforce earlier going forward. So that has also been very well received going forward, and we hope that that will also be something that people will recognize as another way of being able to pursue a college education. I hope too that you received word about our partnership with the Seattle University Law School, that we are going to look to create a South Sound hybrid hub. We made that announcement earlier this spring. This is a project with Seattle University that will allow us to be able to provide access to legal education here in the South Sound region, and will create a pathway for members of our community here in the South Sound to participate in Seattle University's Flex JD program, which is their hybrid program, primarily online with some residential. The residential would be at the University of Puget Sound, or they go up to Seattle, but ideally they do the residential here. And so that will allow them to be able to stay here in our community, pursue their education, particularly for those individuals who are doing this who have to work, as opposed to having the joy of going up and down I-5. So we're really excited about that, and I think everyone in this room almost knows the history the University of Puget Sound has with Seattle related to that law school. So it's really kind of nice to be able to have that partnership coming forward. With our graduate programs, I'd say that what we're really looking to do at this point is to further establish the University of Puget Sound as a definitive place to study, particularly through our occupational therapy, physical therapy programs, and our counseling programs. The counseling program, I'm happy to share with you, is doing very, very well. We've sort of working to expand that because there's such demand for mental health professionals. There's a dearth of them in the South Sound region. So we're expanding capacity in that regard, and we'll be looking at some other opportunities that we might be able to expand our programming in the health sciences going forward. In some of the other areas of the strategic plan I will touch on, we've also launched a new center that focuses on promoting the development of our faculty to really continue to help them be these expert master teachers and mentors, scholars, and artists going forward, and that's been very well received. We've developed a new campus plan. We're calling it Advancing Excellence, where we're looking at how our campus community and our physical campus can continue to evolve to meet the changing needs of our students, faculty, and staff. And again, candidly, we're looking at our facilities to see how we can expand some opportunities we have to develop non-tuition revenue, particularly with regard to our conference and event services business, which will allow us to be able to do more of that during the academic year, as opposed to having that pretty localized, if you will, during the summer months in that regard. So stay tuned for that. We have some great plans coming forward that we think will be provide opportunities for members of our broader community to benefit from what we're able to make available. The other thing that I would want to share with you that almost a year ago in June, we were very, very excited to award our first set of degrees to our students who are at the Washington Women's Correctional Facility. This is our first cohort of students, and friends, I will offer to you in many, many years, I have been in the higher education business, if you will. That is the most meaningful experience I have ever had. And I'm so proud of our university in being part of this effort. And our students, they are pursuing and pursued their educations for the true purpose of liberating the mind. That's what liberal arts education is. They wanted to be educated, and they wanted to have that sense of self-agency. Candidly, I believe only 2 of our graduates had completed their sentences, if you will, and so are out enjoying life, pursuing their opportunities that this education has provided to them. But many of the other graduates still have some time. But they're going to be part of helping us with the new cohort, which we're working on and moving that forward. And we're hoping to be able to launch that very, very soon. So it's just, I get teary when I'm talking about this, because it's truly one of the greatest moments we've ever experienced. It wasn't dry out. The other thing I just want to say, kind of looking forward as well, our faculty and staff and our students are also very intrigued in this brave new world of generative AI. And we're endeavoring to try to develop a center that will focus on artificial intelligence and human values. And what we're looking to do is to be able to serve as a gathering place, to be able to bring academics, civic leaders, individuals in our faith communities, as well as healthcare professionals, to be able to really look at the ethical, legal, and moral implications of artificial intelligence. We continue to be primarily focused on real intelligence, but we do believe that we have something to contribute to help us be able to appropriately embrace, utilize, the ramifications that are associated with artificial intelligence. And this has been a focus of ours over this entire year across our various academic units, looking and having conversations, bringing noteworthy speakers and scholars to our campus to debate these types of issues as it relates to artificial intelligence. And so we're really looking forward to trying to establish this center. On the community engagement front, we again continue to move forward and appreciate again the support that all of you have brought to our campus community. Through our work at the university, we're facilitating 11,000 job postings, connecting local organizations with our students for internships, jobs, and volunteer opportunities. Our summer fellowship and internship program, our students who are participating in that have contributed over 60,000 hours of service to local organizations. Our Summer Academic Challenge program provides opportunity for Tacoma and Pierce County young people 12 to come to campus to do academic and scholarly related to STEAM, sciences, technology, so on and so forth. As well as we are also very much trying to assist the state in encouraging our young people to pursue careers in the health sciences. And so we're working with Cope Health Solutions to really work with students who have interest in the healthcare field, to provide them with opportunities to do job shadowing, to be able to meet with faculty and staff in the health sciences in our department, and also making connections for them in settings across the South Sound region. Our School of Occupational Therapy and Physical Therapy continue to expand their community-based work through their clinics and the work that our students are doing. We're growing our exercise science program. So just really want you to know we're looking to do all that we can to continue to be the best partner that we can be here in the South Sound. On the co-curricular side, the big news I would offer is that we transitioned our athletics program from being in the Division of Academic Affairs into Student Affairs, and we did that 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Something like that.
18 months ago, and that's gone really, really well. It's been a nice transition for the athletics program, being part of our Student Affairs endeavor. And our student athletes have responded very well to that. Our men's and women's soccer team have done really, really great this year. Our women's basketball team has also been strong. The volleyball team was great. Baseball and track are killing it this spring. And the rowing team leaves tomorrow for national championships. So fingers crossed on that. And our football team, well, man, they have gusto. Obviously, they give it the college try. So, hope springs eternal. And we got hope for this one coming fall. And that's all I'm going to say. Otherwise, I'm going to get in trouble. But you know, they're trying. And the other thing I would share with you, I'm so proud of our student athletes as well, in that they all are doing well in their various endeavors and competing at the highest levels. But their average GPA of 3.40 is higher than the average student GPA for our student body. So they truly are scholar athletes in that regard, and that's how we kind of roll. We're very happy to be at the D3 level, and I can talk about how much more fun being at an institution that's at Division 3 as opposed to Division 1. We want to have that kind of conversation. So if you want to take part in some of the activities that are going on at the university, understand that you can bid on the Puget Sound items for this weekend's auction. There's a large total passes to our Logger basketball games, next tickets to our Jacobson Series concerts through our School of Music. What else do I want to share with you before we go to Q&A? Well, as I close my remarks, I just would want to reiterate that our driving effort is really to promote institutional excellence and the excellence of our students. And this is the part of my remarks where I get to boast and brag just a bit. So I just wanted to share with you that we continue to be ranked among the best liberal arts schools in the country by U.S. News and World Report, particularly as a best value school. The Princeton Review regards us as being one of the 390 best schools in the country and a best value college for 2025. Last year, we were named College of Distinction for both our strong business programs and the exceptional career development services we offer to our students. KUPS, our radio station, was rated the 7th best college radio station in the nation. College Rover ranked us the 3rd most beautiful campus in the country. So, as I've said in the past, Puget Sound is a true triple threat. We're smart, we're pretty, and we've got personality. That's my story. You can tell I'm very, very proud of this institution, the faculty and staff I get to work with, and particularly the wonderful students that we had the opportunity to welcome to our campus community. On behalf of all of them, I want to thank all of you for your support and the partnership, and particularly during some of these challenging times that we have lived through. We have felt that, and you've helped sustain us through this. And so we're very, very grateful to all of you, and just really delighted to be part of this community with you. And so with that, I will stop babbling, and I'll be happy to respond to any questions that you may have. Oh, there's a hand over there.
Want me to bring a microphone around? Choose the microphone.
Over there.
He's got it. Oh, he's got it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Hope. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Dean Hanks. I'm a consultant working with philanthropic organizations. And I hate to start it off this way, but I think you're somebody who can help us understand some stuff. And that has to do with the current things that are happening at some of the Ivy League schools and other institutions that are receiving federal funds relative to academic freedom. And I think it would be, I'd like to give us your thoughts about that. I'm not looking for you to guess a stand, letter in response to anything, just your perspective on the balance between academic freedom and federal oversight. Those would be good to hear from you about that. Thank you.
Sure, I appreciate the question. It was anticipating that you or someone else might respond to that. And I'm very happy to kind of speak to this very, very directly. Say forthright that it is the University of Puget Sound's perspective. We will defend academic freedom, freedom of expression to our dying day.
Yeah.
I don't know if many of you might have seen that the University of Puget Sound did sign on as a signatory to a letter that came out from the American Association of Universities and Colleges yesterday that spoke to that very directly. That we certainly recognize that there are aspects of our sector, higher education in general, that we need to work on. But the aspects around academic freedom of expression, our sacrosanct ability to have full responsibility and control over who we hire, what we teach, and who we admit is out of the reach of the federal government. We're happy to have dialogue about some of the other issues that this has with our sector. We do need to be introspective about some of those things, legitimacy to some of what has been brought forward, but those are elements that are non-negotiable from our perspective. Thank you.
So do you have federal funds that you've been threatened to have them taken away?
Yes, so I'm unfortunately happy to share with you that we have not come out of that unscathed as funds, and we have had some grants that have been terminated. I mean, we're not a large research one institution, so it's not the same sort of burden as our friends like the University of Washington, Seattle. But we have some, and so we have had some grants just terminated with no explanation.
Any other questions out there? Yeah.
Jan Russell, blissfully retired. Years ago, University of Puget Sound opened up its doors to young people from the city of Tacoma who would not otherwise be able to afford to go to college. And so they, had to meet certain academic requirements and that sort of thing. But there was special emphasis on bringing them in and helping them, succeed. Is that still in place?
Yes, thanks, Jan, for that question. Yes, so our Tacoma Promise continues on. So what we have been able to do now for almost 10 years now is that we will provide support for up to 25 students who graduate from the Tacoma Public Schools and provide that support for them over a 4-year period of time. So we're very proud of that program and just benefit from the contributions those students make to our campus community. We continue to have a national reach, as I was sharing with you before. I think we have students from virtually every state of the nation, but it's become ever more our priority to make more opportunities available to students here in our own region. We continue that to be actually call it our Tacoma, Washington strategy.
Thank you.
Well, Isaiah Michelle Johnson, I just want to thank you for your leadership. As a former colleague, I know what you brought to our community. I appreciate all of the things that you have said. And the understanding that higher ed has this position, but also that we have to take a look at ourselves, and I think that you demonstrated today, that's exactly what UPS is doing. And it's nice to see the relationship back to Seattle U. And people may not know that you were the provost there too, so. So, thank you for your leadership.
Oh, thank you. Give an applause for President Robert, everybody. You know that literacy is important in our club, and we hope you might take the time to put something inspirational in here. Okay. And we will get that up to one of our free little libraries in the community. Very good. Thank you so much. All right, we've got some announcements today. Number one, we have some projects coming up. Tomorrow morning, we have breakfast at the Tacoma Rescue Mission. We're going to sign up on our website and their website for that. Next Saturday, May 3rd, we'll be assisting at St. Vincent de Paul from 10 to 1 for a sort. Then on, let's see, go to the next slide, I think. Boom. We have the time for you to grab your hammer and nails and head to the hills. Camp Thunderbird is looking for some volunteers to work on some projects. Sign-up sheets are in your folders. If you have questions regarding this project, reach out to either Andrew or John, who will give you all the answers to that. Next Thursday, May 1st, it's already May, I still can't quite get over that fact. May 1st, we hear from Dr. Kimberly Keith, the executive director at Hilltop Artists, if you don't know her, and what she does there with youth development and the nonprofit work. It's absolutely fascinating. She's going to tell you all about it. And they also have their glass sale coming up. I know that for that too. So be on the lookout for that. We'll also be celebrating our May birthdays, and we hope you'll join us for that. Spring Fireside is coming up on, I'm just excited about that one. Thursday, May 8th, there are sign-up sheets in your yellow folders, and you can sign up on the website as well. And then on June 19th, Thursday, June 19th, I get to pass this thing off to Whitney Grisafi. Galley site on Julie Rogers. More information will be coming about that shortly as well. Let's see, what time are we at? Okay. We're going to do something. Number one, I want to thank our visitors from Sunrise Rotary, Snoqualmie Rotary, and Lakewood Rotary. Please welcome those our members for being here today. Jennifer and Errol, welcome. We can't wait to get you introduced here for our club. Dr. Crawford being our speaker today. Robin Lucas for being our sponsor. Randy Kinman for some technical support. Whitney Grisafi and Thomas O'Neill for doing greeting and roving mics. Jim Henderson for our four-way test and land acknowledgement. Debbie Regal for sharing our reflection and wisdom. And Amanda Burrows for being our story writer today. I hope that I see all of you Saturday at the auction. Happy hour starts at 5. We'll start the main auction begins at 6:30, right? Carol and Sharon? Is that when dinner is served? Yeah, I think that's right. But I do hope we will see you there so we can continue to raise funds for the programs that we do here in our community and all around the world. One of those organizations that has benefited from us this past year was Hope Sparks, and we can help them out a little bit now with recap. So I'm giving you, but I'm going to ask you to give that 7 minutes helping stuff back. Go enjoy the Magic Rotary, and we'll see you on Saturday. Well, this is